Roi Choi at his brand new restaurant. I don't even know how this, let's just get the audio like right there.
All right, it's called Locos.
It is called Local. And you know what I really fuck with you about? Like, you don't really sit around and tell people what a nice guy you are. You just do good shit. You opened up a fucking fast food restaurant in the middle of the hood that's supporting cats, and you're not feeding them poison either, like McDonald's or any of these other things. What made you want to do that?
I just really feel my life led me to this, you know. It's almost like I had no choice, you know, because it's not like I didn't do this really for the money. I did it because, like, almost like I was meant to do this. You know, it's hard to say that without people clowning on you, but that's why I don't say it much.
Right.
But I feel like I had to do this.
You an immigrant, came up broke in LA, so this is like you giving back to your community.
I think so. I think so, and I think it was just seeing a void. I have a partner, and his name is Daniel Patterson, and I think both of us, we've been cooking 20 years each, maybe even more. And I think we reached a point where we needed a little bit of reinvention, and we reached the end of kind of our journey as chefs.
Yeah.
And then we looked up and we said, man, there's all kinds of motherfuckers that aren't eating and don't have jobs, and we can do this. And if we don't do it, no one's going to do this in our lifetime. And that's really what it was.
It's crazy. I come in here and I see it's a lot of cats like me that are foodies, but it's also a lot of neighborhood cats in here eating. Mm-hmm. It looks like all neighborhood cats in there working. Mm-hmm. And how many jobs have you given back to Watts?
50. We have 50 jobs, 9 managers, about 40. It keeps growing, about 45 staff. And then we've also hired 7 ambassadors, which are basically our guys in our bridge to the neighborhood. So we've offered almost 60 jobs, plus all the odd jobs and side jobs, day rate jobs that we've been paying guys, young cats like that right there. I'm looking at a young cat. He's an ambassador in training, but he's getting the day rate just to help clean up. Right. And you see his hustle, just like he's hungry.
Yeah, he was watching. He was watching the parking lot, making sure everything's good. I was talking to my man Quan that you got two separate projects within a half-mile from here.
Yeah, well, we're going to try to do the juice bar right next door. Now that this corner is hot.
No, I mean housing projects.
Oh, housing projects.
Yeah. No, not a juice bar.
not juice project. Well, right now we're sitting in the middle of the Jordan Downs housing project.
Yeah.
And we're on Grape Street and 103rd. And this
I'm not from LA, but I've heard of the gang, the Grape Street.
Yep.
Cats.
This is the
hood.
center of the Coliseum right here.
Right here, this is it.
Right here. And then you have the Nickersons, which are the other side.
Okay.
And that's that. And then you have also Imperial Court. So there are 4 major housing projects here in the Watts area. And all of them, then there are no jobs. You know what I mean? No restaurants.
What kind of response have you gotten from the community?
Nothing but love and unexpectedly from places that I never even imagined. Grandmothers, the elder statesmen, the youngsters, the bangers, the kids, everyone just coming up and hugging me. 9-year-old, 8-year-old kids just hugging my leg, or grandmothers saying, "Excuse me, sir, you know, excuse me, young man, come over here." And they give me this hug, Jude, these are women that have been through more than you and I could ever imagine, right?
Right.
You know? And they give me this hug and they tell me that it's all right. You know, like that we've done something.
That's
and
cool.
they never imagined that they would see this in their lifetime. You know, after all they've been through, coming from the South through civil rights, through
then you got the Watts riots 40 fucking years ago.
Everything, and they hug me. And this is not just one lady. This is like in the last 5 days, like 50 ladies have hugged me, given me the same hug.
Right.
You know, like the spiritual hug, telling me like, I never thought this would happen, but I knew this would happen, but I didn't know it would happen in my lifetime.
Let me ask you this. Like, a lot of people are worried, like when a lot of people stay out of the hood because they're afraid of being robbed and crime and stuff like that. What has been your experience, and how do you think you're going to deal with it?
I think because I have this saying that if you put up bulletproof glass, you're going to get bullets, right? So our whole approach has been, let's not put up that kind of wall to begin with. Let's first just come and extend love, almost a maternal love.
Right.
And let me put my kind of masculine ego on the shelf. Yeah. And whatever happens, let me just go in and continue like a river, just continuing to pour it out. I'm here to feed, I'm here to feed, I'm here to give jobs. That's it. and
do you think because like you are giving so much back, like you're not in here just taking from the fucking community, you're giving back jobs, you're taking care of cats.
And I think they picked that up right away. They felt that right away, that this wasn't just me coming in or my partner coming in and they're saying we're going to do something, but then bring 40 people from outside the community and no one has a job here. This is the family feeding the family.
That's right.
And they get that from the beginning. And the construction, everyone, every single person that has laid one pebble of dirt on this property has been from this community. So,
you know what, man? I see a lot of motherfuckers that are from the hood, and they always talk about they doing some shit, but it seems to me like they just taking advantage and playing like race cards and playing. I used to be broke cards while they're stealing from their own people.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm not saying that to shit on them. I'm just saying that like you're the exact fucking opposite, Roy. It's great to see you out here doing that shit, man. I was telling you off mic, if you guys are hearing beeps and shit like that, I'm literally. I got a good I just drank a gang of GHB. I ate some food. We in the fucking parking lot taping this off my phone. Like, we doing it on the fly. Because you're so busy, you can't even get over
I can't even get to the studio. We're doing it. We're taking it back to, like, when you were 18 in the parking lot in the Cypher or something. Like, talking shit, bagging on each other, you know. Like.
I know. I hit up Roy. I'm like, hey, man, when you going to come by the studio and tell us about local? You was like, shit, I'm busy down here. So I was like, let me catch a buzz and go holler at my man. It's good to see you doing this shit for the community. It's good to see you giving back. I hope other people I hope other people from these communities take your lead and give something back to the community instead of just always fucking team money like Mayweather, like getting all, look at me shitting on Mayweather, but getting all your money, bragging about all your riches and not doing shit for nobody.
And it does, you know, just to comment on that, it doesn't have to be like they gotta like give all their riches back. This only is 40 jobs, but it's that spirit and that inspiration. All you got to do is give 5 jobs, 40 jobs. 5 jobs is better than 0 jobs, and that's the biggest thing here. We can, for the last 40 years, everyone's just like talking about it. Let's just do it, you know, and that's what this is about.
I mean, let's look at the upsides. The prices are cheap to rent down here, right?
Yep.
You got a gang of motherfuckers that want to work out here, right?
Yep.
And
they're hungry.
And you're filling a need that's not being filled, like healthy, like food that is not poison.
It's hitting every button. Whatever button we have as humans and as humanity is hitting that button. And then even on a financial level, like you say, okay, maybe some cats are going to look for different angles, right? Real estate people, investors, whatever it is. No, whatever angle is in your
we're not
playbook,
we're not all angels here.
We're not
this
all
is
angels.
Good saying, like,
So whatever angle is in your playbook, this is hitting all those angles.
That's
Real estate, pricing, whatever it is, you know, opportunity, access to a consumer market that is ready to spend.
That's right.
You know, whatever it is. And then if you have that angel side of you, then it's development, community, improving people's lives, improving the health of people, and also putting an impression on young kids that are now going to grow up with this in their life. That's the biggest thing that I do it for, and is that whatever happened to us as adults, you got kids that are being born right now, 4-year-old kids, and whatever happens to them, whatever like joking they do is all good, but now they're going to have one other thing to balance that with, you know, like, because a lot of us, especially here in Watts, they didn't grow up with anything except smoke shops, liquor shops, and fast food, right? So that's all there is. But now these kids across the street, I'm saying across the street because there's a school, they're going to actually grow up with this.
Yeah.
And then whatever happens from that is going to affect them.
Let's play a song coming back. We got my man Roi Choi. Local is the brand new spot at motherfucking 103rd. And what's that other street?
Anzac.
103rd and Anzac. Right over here. We in Watts. He's doing it, man. Let's go. Play me that LA shit.
This is the All Out Show on Shade 45.
All right, man. We back with my man Roi Choi. I'm in the fucking parking lot. You hear that? There's a plane going over us. They flying into LAX. I'm down like by the 105 freeway with Roi Choi. He's opened up a brand new restaurant, local. It's for the motherfucking hood. You plan on open these all over the America?
Yeah, I think we're gonna start with 6. That way, my partner who's in the Bay Area and me here in LA, we can stay where we are in our pocket. So we're gonna start with, the next one's gonna be in Oakland. It's gonna be in Uptown Oakland, but we're going to East Oakland after that. We already got our people on the ground looking through. I gotta give a shout out to Bamboo, who's a rapper from here in Los Angeles, who's staying up in the Bay, and he's laying the groundwork up there. We have the Tenderloin in San Francisco, which is a whole different ball of wax.
Dude, I remember.
Whole different, right?
Bro, I stayed over there with my girl back in the day, and I didn't know where the fuck I was at, and I'm like, hey, where's a good place to go? They sent me right through the Tenderloin to go to the movies.
Yeah.
Bro, it was like Night of the Living Dead, motherfucker. Yeah. Some dope thing was kick riding this BMX behind me and my girl. I'm like, walk up. Yeah. I ain't like it at all, dog.
It's totally that. It's like defecating in the street.
Yeah.
It's like, it's all that. And, but they're human too. And we're here to feed them. And then we're going to come back and do another one in Watts. Because if you don't know about Watts, I don't know how many of your listeners are from LA, but Watts is split in half.
Really?
So a lot of the homies.
Is it cut off by the freeway, by the 110?
No, by Wilmington right here. So this area that we talked about, we're in the Jordan Downs area, but a lot of the homies from the Nickerson area, they can't come over here.
How come? Because of the gangs and shit?
Because of the gangs, yeah, on the real.
It's that deep. That's crazy,
It's that
man.
deep, and but they can still get the food because they send the girl over to pick up the food. That's what the guys say. Yeah,
that's cool.
Well, we want to take care of the whole area.
There's a couple girls checking me out. I was wondering who that was, Chef. I was wondering who that was. So you want to take care of the whole.
Yeah, so we'll go there, and then we'll do Compton, and then. Do
you think that's why it's hard, because you kind of understand what's going on over here? Like, if I'm some out of towner, like, I'm not gonna understand the gang shit and where one person can go and where another person can't.
And I think a part of why, like, we were so accepted here is because, you know, I really opened my, you know, I grew up around it, but I'm an LA dude, and I was very sensitive and aware to it, and you know, and they realized that as well. And you know, a lot of these people coming through this, even though this is a certain area of town, if you're gangbanging, other gangbangers know you're banging, right? But if you're not a part of it, they're not going to step to you.
No, I'm a civilian. Yeah,
you're a civilian. Yeah. You know that, right?
Yeah, I get
you know the code.
I'm not gonna fuck up. You fuck up. You're fucking with your money if you start messing with like my white ass. Like,
yeah, exactly.
You want the cops to come holler at you? Don't fuck with me.
Yeah, there it is.
I'm a white motherfucker with a good tax bracket. Don't play with me, man.
Don't play with you. You're not part of it. You're not part of that web.
Now let's jump back into the restaurant.
Okay.
I'm looking. They told me that you hired all those chefs and you trained them how to cook. You trained all those cooks. None of them was doing any cooking or anything like that.
Nobody here ever worked in a restaurant before. Nobody. Even out of that nobody, maybe 80% of them never even had a job before. Like this girl getting out the car right now, Tiara.
Yeah.
She never had a job before, ever. And but they were ready. And they learned everything we taught them because they were open to it. You know what I mean? Like, there was no drama, you're talking about privileged tax bracket.
Yeah.
The problem with that sometimes is that everyone brings their baggage to it, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're privileged where they don't feel like they have to bust their ass like this is their life. Like, they gotta make this happen. Here, they're open. There's no baggage there, so everything is an empty well to fill with positive, and there are no bad habits. You know what I mean? In the work side. So everything they do is directly from what we taught them, and that's the beauty of it, you know.
Chef, man, this is awesome. Hey, if you in LA, come check out local. These are my favorite things: the motherfucking beef gravy, the little foldies, which is made like with a homemade corn.
Yeah, it's like a stuffed taco, like the monster taco from Jack in the Box. It's like that. It's like a mimic of that.
It's fucking crack. And the barbecue turkey, anything is fucking fire. The fried chicken sandwich is fucking awesome.
The barbecue turkey was inspired by Watts because we already wrote the menu. Yeah. And then we told the community what the menu was, and there was a moment of silence. I thought, shit, what's going on? And everyone raised their hand and said, and even on the block and in the meetings, they said, no turkey. I was like, oh shit, we forgot the turkey.
The funny thing too,
and it was real.
Chef, that was me and my homeboy's favorite dish. It's funny. It's funny listening to the community what you can develop. Thanks again, Chef Roi Choi. Follow We Local, WELOCOL on Instagram. Follow Riding Shotgun LA at Riding Shotgun LA. That's from my man Roi Choi. I love to watch you grow, man. You fucking crushing it out here.
Thanks.
Let's go.
This is the All Out Show on Shade 45.